very long time. In track and field, I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Argentina lost their very first game of this World Cup. They win the very last one of this World Cup, and they're now three-time champions. Lionel Messi finally getting what everyone thought he should have had maybe a couple of years ago when he got to the final in 2014, lost to Germany in extra time. This one went to extra time, got to penalties, and he scored. But Kylian Mbappe, 24 years old, hat-trick at the World Cup. This game, 6 goals, 3 penalties. Whew! Regin and my sister still here, Sharona Forrester, said 3-2. 3-3 then penalties. Obey. Can't remember what Andrew said. He's still here with
3-2 for France.
3-2 for France. Didn't get there. What did you say?
I had France to win as well, 2-1.
Eric Rademacher's also still with us. I had France to win the game 2-1.
You don't even have to ask what did I say.
I feel like I need to stand up and say, sir, congratulations, sir.
You got the score wrong, though.
Got the score wrong.
I win the World Cup, so that no matter.
Shavar Thomas still with us. Liam said penalties. He said 1-1, but he also said penalties. So I think Liam probably got closer than everyone here.
And Argentina
and he said penalties, and he said Argentina to win. So congrats. Liam is also here with us still. And of course, Miguel Coley in Qatar, the man closest to the game. What time now, Migs? What time now?
It's 8 minutes after 9.
All right, so you don't reach your bedtime just yet. But what a game to come back from 2 goals down. You know, I said in the penalty shootout that I don't think Mbappe would score 3 penalties in one game. He was so confident, went the same spot the 3 times. Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but pride of place goes to Argentina. Outstanding effort to get here, as we said. Lost to Saudi Arabia. Remember the last World Cup, they tied with Iceland. Lost to Croatia in the first round, then got knocked out in the second round, in the round of 16 by this France team, 4-3. But they come back this year and they make sure that they won their third. So Brazil with 5, Italy and Germany with 4, Argentina with 3, Uruguay and France with 2, Spain 1, and England 1. The third World Cup final to go into a penalty shootout. The second time, Argentina. They lost in 2006 to Italy on penalties. And if you remember back in 1994, I think everyone who plays football can tell you the person who missed that final penalty for Italy. I think everyone knows his name.
The ponytail.
Tino Baggio missing that penalty, and Brazil won. But this is about Argentina. Sir, congratulations, sir. I can tell you something. Yeah, him run up and down. But this when France come back, he was so quiet. But before I jump to him, where is the Maverick on the go? Where is he? Oral?
Okay. As you can see, it's a Maverick on the go. It's the final show. World Cup 2022, the 22nd World Cup finals, World Cup 2022. Argentina are the champions. And guess what, people? You can hear the atmosphere. You can hear the buzz. For the first time for World Cup 2022, the Maverick on the go. We are back at a particular spot. We are back at Sonia's place on the deck, Walton Park Road. Of all the places that we went to, this place carried the biggest buzz and the biggest vibes. So we'd have to come back round here. And guess what we find round here? No surprise. Argentina nation to the T. We there right through the up and down of the emotions and all of the people. And we are going to make you talk to some of them now. We are going to make you talk to some of these people. Come here, my boss. Look on this man here. 2 flag him up. Watch out. What you say? You have any words to them out there in the TV land?
Well, for your seat, you don't have to ask, First thing you have to ask. You know where it go?
You don't say nothing more. Come here, lady. No, watch this. Put on this. Don't make them see that. But look, this lady, she sat in her seat for the entire match. She tense, she nervous with the ebb and flow of the game. How you feeling right now? Right now?
Oh my God, I am so elated. I mean, they both fought, but the team that was that was hungry for it got it.
All right, think of yourself. All right, hold on there. There's another. Come on, sharp boss. Come on, sharp boss. You see that money? This money at the heart of the party. Him can't even talk. You can't talk, my boss. You can't talk. Him cry. Him laugh. Him cry. Him laugh. Looking at the camera and talk.
Yo, me tell them, you know. Me tell them, you know, people. Me tell them, say, we are carry to them, you know, people. Me tell them, say, we are carry to them, you know, because I feel it, you know. Every day they talk about, yo, una go home. Una soon gone home. Every day they talk about, una soon gone home. I was still there. Every day.
All right, hold on there. We want to show you another thing. Look on the truck here. Look on the truck here, people. The truck there is an Argentina truck. See? You see the flag on the front of the truck there? The people them buzzing. We have one more person to talk to. Come here, my boss. Him going to start a debate now. Him say I don't know debate. What you say about the number 10 for Argentina?
One goat. Cristiano Ronaldo is a sheep. You hear that? Messi, one goat. One.
Can I tell you? It's the Maverick on the go for the final time for Qatar 2022. But guess what? The Maverick now going to run off this time because the World Cup done. So here what? Coming to you from Sona's place on the deck on Walton Park Road. It's the Maverick on the go, but we not run off this time. You will do them this time.
Not to disrespect anyone's intelligence, but if you're a youngster watching and you don't understand why they call these players goats, it really means greatest of all time. It's really not disrespectful in any way. I remember the first time an artist sent a message to me and he said he wanted me to call a big-time athlete GOAT. And I said, no, I can't call the man GOAT because I never know what it meant. I know now. I know now. And actually the athlete that he wanted me to say, GOAT, is the GOAT. How you feel, big man?
Very happy.
Now that the ebb and the flow, that you use oral words just now?
Yeah, very happy about the win. It's my team. I chose them from the start of the World Cup, from the start of the campaign, and they came in very good record, winning 35 games unbeaten. Stumbled out the blocks, but it was a 400, yeah, and they get some results, beat Mexico, Poland, get by Australia, beat the Dutch, and then Croatia, and then, we're here. But this game speaks for itself. If my team is in a final and I'm coaching a team in a final, the way Argentina started, that's a magnificent start, the performance. Everybody was on point, man to man. If you're grading them, you'd be the lowest grade would be a 9 out of 10 the way they played the first half. Moving the ball, probing. And one of the things in the first half, we won every first ball and second balls. So we always talk about the midfield recovery. When we were recovering every ball, Messi was, receiving ball in good areas in and around the 18-yard box of the French team and, making it happen.
Yeah. And again, if you wondered why he said the second ball, because as you know, it's only one ball you saw on the field. Sometimes you hear coaches bawling out, win the second ball, win the second ball. If you think about a corner to explain, I think it's probably the easiest way to explain it. If you think about a corner, when that ball is coming across, that's the first ball. But sometimes because you have short forwards or maybe short defenders, you're not going to win that ball. So the coaches will say, all right, you can't win that first one, win the second one, which means if the defense heads it out, that's the second ball coming out, which is what Shabar meant just now. So you might be saying, wait, what do you mean second ball? No, one ball, I see the one. Sometimes you see two on the field, but they only play with one. This is what we want to see in a final, but worse at the highest level, Eric. This is a bit of a surprise.
I want to start a global petition to see if we can have more World Cups in Qatar, because the World Cup itself already, I think, dubbed by Infantino, by us, by more people, one of the best World Cups ever. But then this final, which, as far as I can remember, best final that I ever see. So it's amazing. I mean, Argentina fans, you're happy, but to win like you're being dominant, other team comes back, we have a step up again, then we reach back there, then we'll go to penalties. I mean, I'm sure in the last minute when Kolo had the chance to win it for France, you hold down your heart and say, how do we reach here? Because we're so in control of the game up until 70th minute, 75th minute, and you end up in the last minute where you can almost lose it.
Yeah.
But amazing football, amazing World Cup, amazing final. Really, it's been a pleasure watching it. Sad it's over.
Yeah, I think most coaches from day one, we've been saying, well, you can't end that game on penalties. I mean, it's a bit of a lottery. I don't know how else you would do it, because you really can't play till tomorrow morning either. But a game like this, you really kind of didn't want to see it end from the penalty spot. But again, someone has to win. Congrats, Argentina. Win number 3. Go for a break. Stay with us. Soon come back. Yes, folks, Argentina World Cup champions 2022. They get their 3rd title after they won in 1978. They won in 1986, and now they come back in 2022, and they win it again. Sharona, Andrew, Eric, Shavar, Liam, and Miguel are with me. Liam, tell me about the game. What are your thoughts on the game overall?
I'm absolutely delighted for Argentina. You know, I went into this tournament supporting England, but with a hard out there for Argentina and Messi to get this World Cup. I'm delighted. In terms of the game, I was very frustrated with both managers in some points. You know, I didn't agree with the French substitutions in the first half, but I didn't agree with Kola Mane coming on, but he went on and won the penalty. You know, I thought they were, you know, I don't understand 2 substitutions in the first half, especially a Kola Mane, inexperienced Kola Mane. Argentina took a while to make their substitutions as France grew into the game, and you know they got tired and didn't understand Acuna going on at left wing either. But look, Argentina had the lead twice. They had to do it in penalties, and I'm very happy for them.
Yep. Miguel, we had a discussion here about that first penalty when Di Maria was brought down. I think it was Dembele. And some of us were suggesting a little soft. I thought he was going down before. What were your thoughts? Penalty?
It's a penalty. I mean, definitely, you touch the player, you know, in the box in that area. For me, it's a penalty clear. And if it was anywhere, it would be a foul. So in the box, it's definitely a penalty. But if you should ask about the game, I really didn't ask, but just to share. I've coached in 2 Copa America or Gold Cup finals, many finals, and I've never feel so anxious watching or being a part of a football game, and this is the reason why I want to get up every day and do football, because the beauty, the sometimes illogical stuff, that happens in the game. And as footballers and as coaches, that's why we put so much energy inside of the universe, because games like this is just the mental, aspect of it. And it's for me, it's always that storyline when it comes to football. Maybe when I was in Jamaica, a young coach, coming up or something like that, there's always a storyline when it comes to football. And Messi got the perfect send off. The first half for Argentina was amazing. We saw one of the best goals of the World Cup. I question some of the changes, but at the end of the day, Argentina win. It's not about just the tactic; it's just the mentality of the player, and people doing it for Messi, and it's just a beautiful thing. And for the World Cup, just being the people, the performance, the planning, the place. This has made it one of the best World Cup that ever, and it will take a lot to top.
Sharona, your thoughts?
It was a thrilling game. I was watching Argentina in the first half and thinking, where is France? Very low gear, like they've been in the competition. And one might watch and say, maybe France got lucky. Kylian Mbappe got 3 goals, 2 penalties. The second penalty coming in the 118th minute from a ball that hit somebody on them hand, and it's in the box, handball. But I think Argentina played like the nation who wanted it. And as he said, it comes down to the storyline. But if there's no heart with that and diligence, like Argentina did, even though they were up 2, they were still trying to get that third, and I think that was very admirable.
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe, the Golden Boot winner, and becomes the first player to score a hat-trick at the World Cup final since Jeff Hurst did it back in 1966 in England. I think it was England and Germany in that match. Andrew, all right, so everybody say Argentina come out good. So what happened to France in that first half? They a little too cautious, a little nervous. What was going on? You're the defending champions. You've done well. You're in the final. What going after that?
To be honest, Neville, I was amazed by why the French were so defensive in the first 30 minutes of the game, and they could have actually lost the game in its entirety based on how they played in that first 30 minutes. They were slowest to the ball. They weren't quick enough. They allowed Argentina to dictate the pace of the ball. One of the things we said that Messi has to be closed down. Messi was free, was able to run riot for the entire half, and it really looked like it was going to be a one-sided affair. But then the second half came, and we understand why we say a football game is 90-plus minutes. France, they stuck around, they continued to play, they continued to press, and they got 2 goals late in the game, and it came from the X factor, Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. But I guess Messi would not be denied, and I guess it was written that today would be the day that Lionel Messi got the World Cup and carried Argentina on his back, and he did it well today. It was an exciting match. It's a great advert for the sport of football. You got everything out of this game. You got penalties, you got decisions. We question whether the coaches made the right decision, making 2 substitutions within the first 30 minutes of the game. You wonder what is going on with Deschamps. But guess what? It paid off. I mean, they scored 2 goals in the second half by being patient. They came back. I mean, it was also a wonderful advert for the game of football. Yeah. And it was a great final. We always said it was going to be a humdinger, and it certainly was.
But, Eric, so what France wasn't doing in the first part and what them do in the second part? I don't know if they took over the game, but they certainly Well, they scored
I
2
think-
goals, so
yeah.
probably you can say they take over the game. So
I think, as I say, well, opposite side, Argentina came out great. The energy that they had, the intensity, the drive, the desire, and I think that was missing with France. So whether it was maybe flu, which may be a part of why the substitutions came in early, or, but I think that was a big difference. Now, Argentina, I think they did very well in the first half to put pressure right away. You saw as soon as they tried to get into the wide area, especially on Mbappe's side, 2, 3, sometimes 4 players, not even close on Mbappe, but the player that tries to get it to Mbappe. And I think it just made it very difficult for France, and maybe even work a little bit in not getting that energy going. And I think when Argentina got a little bit more tired legs towards the second half, they were now less able to put that pressure right away quickly. And that maybe gave France a little bit more energy to get back in the game. But so I think France all along was really the weaker team in this match, but I think it was not Argentina that kind of allowed them back in the game. And I have to say, up until the 2-1, I think Argentina was in control of the game. Maybe more or less during, but they were in control. And when Otamendi allows, he should have just get rid of the ball, and he allows that 1v1 battle to happen, gives the penalty, and of course that now gives energy, because 2-0, you go to 2-1. You only 1 goal difference from now getting to penalties. So I think that was a big part in the energy, but Argentina played great with closing down. And as they got more tired, it allowed France to have a little bit more confidence in the game.
Liam, at the start of the World Cup, I think everyone knows by now, I said Brazil because I genuinely thought they were the best team in the world and they were playing the best football in the world. I genuinely thought so. I also thought Spain was going to do well. Brazil ranked number 1. I thought Belgium would do well. They ranked number 2 in the world. And we were talking about, boy, we never see a World Cup like this with so much upset, and Spain out and Belgium didn't make it out of the first round and Brazil go home. But seeing a game like this, it seems like the 2 best teams got to the final in the World Cup, don't it?
No, yeah, definitely. I thought Brazil would at least make the final as well. I thought they would go on to win it, even though, I wasn't supporting them. But, no, yeah, before the tournament, I don't think people would have had Argentina as favorites per se, but as we grew into the tournament, we really saw, minus the Saudi Arabia game, we really saw what this team has to show, and the same with France. France, there were a lot of doubts around France as well. I remember we all doubted France with the injuries they had, and it was like, oh, no way they'll get to the final back-to-back. But, at the tournament, we have to wait till the tournament starts, and as the tournament starts, a weekend we saw the 2 teams were special, and it really was a great final with 2 great teams. And I mean, even if you look at the fact that Mbappe finished with 8 goals, Messi finished with 7. I'm pretty sure the last 2 Golden Boot winners had 6. Thomas Muller in 2010 had 5. So the fact that 2 players had over, 6 goals in the final as well is just fantastic.
Yeah, Miguel, I was speaking to my colleagues here about Mbappe, and I guess let me not speak for anyone, but you would think that they would say Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar probably would be rated as the 3 best players in the world, certainly best attacking players. Where do you put Mbappe, especially after this? 8 goals in 7 games, 3 in the final. Where do you put him?
No, in this moment is Messi and then Mbappe. For me, it's Messi and Mbappe. And for maybe the last 2 years that this has been the case, Messi, Mbappe. Yes, Neymar had some form this season, but Mbappe has been very dominant. And Messi, although had a low, especially when just moved to PSG, but he has always been, in my book, the number 1. And you saw today, in terms of how they finished, that's how I would rate them, number 1 and number 2. Neymar, I love Brazil dearly, but Neymar is a little playful, but Mbappe and Messi, they're tactic in their own self. You have the team, and then you have Mbappe. They're 2 tactic.
You agree, Eric?
Yeah, definitely. I think Mbappe, it was asking a conversation like, has Mbappe improved now from the last World Cup? And I think he has, as on club level, has continued what he was doing. But when we compare this World Cup to the last World Cup, and he had a great last World Cup, I think at 19, he has even improved and got better. And as you said, 3 goals in the World Cup final, first time since 1966. Already won a World Cup last time where he also scored. And then at PSG, he keeps scoring. I think maybe he might, need to go into a more high-profile club competition to convince more persons. But to me, as I say, after Messi, he's the best player right now. And I wouldn't be surprised that within the next year, 2 years, as Messi get older, Mbappe just will be the best player in the world.
He's just 24 years old. You agree with all of that, Andrew, that he's as good or better than Ronaldo and as good and better than Neymar?
He's on the right trajectory. He's only 24. He has a lot more years. These players are older and have a more accomplished career. But I believe he's on the right trajectory. And I believe he'll only get better as years pass. So he's definitely the next big thing. But, to say that he's in the same class as a Ronaldo, a Neymar, and a Messi right now is a bit of a stretch. But he's definitely on the right trajectory to get there. And I'm certain that we'll see him for a long time being a great player.
Yep, Didier Deschamps, one of the 3 men at the senior men World Cup to win as a player and a coach. Maybe that's a question I'll ask you who the other 2 are. I'm going to go for a break. We'll soon come. Stay with us, please. I shouldn't say that because you can go Google it now, so I'm not going to ask you when you come back. I'll soon come. So they lose to Saudi Arabia in their very first game, and everybody say, yeah, man, I'm going to go home again like last World Cup. Well, they are going home again like last World Cup. But with the World Cup, they're going home. Lionel Messi in Argentina winning World Cup 2022, the 22nd World Tournament that started all the way back in 1930. And France again wanted to be the 3rd team to win back-to-back titles, but unfortunately lost from the penalty spot, but did brilliantly, Liam, to come back from 2 goals down. And I think everyone wrote them off very early in this piece. And maybe after about 25, 30 minutes, everyone say, well, soup for Argentina. But I think France did brilliantly to come back, Liam, didn't they?
No, yeah, but people wrote them off correctly, until like the 60th minute, they never had a touch in the box, or let alone a shot. So they were, completely out of it, and commentators did mention that they had a virus. And it made you wonder, are they really out there, sick? Are they all not 100%? But they turned it around, It took one goal. That Mbappe first goal flipped a switch. They got the penalty on the counter, and they flipped a switch, and it looked like France and Argentina reverse roles. Argentina at that point, players were tired. They made one sub with Acuna at left wing, and I would have looked for Scaloni to make some more changes to get back in the game, because well, not get back in the game, but secure the win. I would have liked to see Lisandro Martinez come on, but they played around, and it was Argentina. It was not as close as Argentina would have wanted to win that in full time, and they very much could have. They could have won in extra time. But credit to France. To turn around that quick, they really were fantastic. Mbappe was just wow. That second goal was definitely top 10 in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, my guys didn't expect me to do this, and I'm going to give them a little time to think about it. So I don't want an all-star team, because that's going to take too long. But I want the best goalkeeper, best defender, best midfielder, and best forward from everyone here before you go, including you, Liam, and Miguel. So we're not going to go with a whole team, but I want you to give me an overall best player at the World Cup after you give me goalkeeper and everything. So again, folks, we have a giveaway later on. Just before we go, I will ask the question, and you could win an AC unit courtesy of TVJ. Courtesy of TVJ? What want to know? We can't ask that question when nobody can win, and we can just take it. So again, best goalkeeper, best defender, best midfielder, and best forward from all of my guys before we go. But congrats again to Argentina, the third World Cup trophy for them. Winning, I can remember 1986 for many different reasons. One, a very, very sad reason, so I won't go there, but one was that goal that Diego Maradona scored, not the handball one. By the way, you didn't know that the ball that him hand sell for $2.4 million the other day, the ball that he put his hand on that scored against England. But that second goal that he scored, I don't think I've ever seen a goal like that in my entire life of football. Andra, I'm going to start with you. You give me the goalkeeper first.
Lavakovic of Croatia. My defender of the entire tournament was Vardial. My midfielder for the tournament was Amrabat. And my offensive player would be Mbappe.
No Messi, not in there? Yeah, all right. Sharona?
I have Lavakovic or Bono.
No, wait, the R thing. Stop, the R thing not going to work. Jump off the fence.
Lavakovic.
Can't believe it.
Gvardiol. I have Amrabat and Messi.
All right. So you say Mbappe. That's the only one you guys
Yes.
different from. Argentina man, what do you say?
I'll start Messi. Midfielder, Enzo Fernandez.
Argentina.
Vardial, defender. And Bono, goalkeeper.
So you give me two Argentinians.
Yeah. Nearly get all.
Yeah, you can see we spend time together and we discuss these things. I'm very similar to Price and Sharona. I'm not an Argentina fan, you know. But I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I would start with Livakovic still, same way. Gvardiol can go around him, so I'm going to switch it up with Modric. I think Modric in the midfield really deserves a mention. And I think Mbappe was better than Messi as a forward. But I think Messi, this is why I thought I'm going to say Messi as a forward, Messi as a midfielder, Messi as a...
So you leave out Messi?
He gets an overall MVP, you know?
No, you leave him out?
Yeah.
All right, I just want to... So can he not be the best forward and be the overall MVP?
So you thought Messi was better than Mbappe this World Cup?
It's me asking the question.
So I think Mbappe was better than Messi, and you only make me pick one.
No, hold on, I'm not saying you're wrong, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's fine, it's strange that you don't give him an individual award, but you give him the overall award. That's
yeah, because as I said, I think the way he was played, he was such a crucial role, dropping into the midfield as well, and being a part of that midfield.
So you want to put midfield / striker?
I want to just get to 11, so I can actually put Mbappe and Messi in the starting lineup.
Of the game is my rule. And
yeah, I thought Mbappe was a better forward than
Messi.
Messi.
Didn't ask for MVP, he asked for the best forward.
Yeah.
Liam, your time.
I have Emi Martinez in goal. So I think Bono with a close second place. Some crucial save from Emi to take it from me though. Yeah, Vardiol at centre back, came back in third place match and really took the crown for me. Amrabat in the midfield, just all over the park. And yeah, I have Mbappe just edging in the attacking.
So you left out Messi too? All right.
Yeah, I favour Messi and my goat, but in this tournament, I don't think about it.
I just want to know that I know him well, and I shall tell you who never pick him. Miggs, what do you say?
Yes. For goalkeeper Martinez, I think he came up with some crucial save. We saw this in the finals. Guardiola as the best defender. Messi, I put him in the midfield, number 10 playmaker. Based on his role, you find him most of the time in the midfield. And Mbappe, he's the best attacking. So
Overall in the World Cup.
I like how Miguel agree with me, you know.
No, but he did what he had to do. I never tell you where you were to play.
Coach Miguel, you find a way to put the two of them on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Overall, best player at the World Cup, Miguel.
Messi. Lionel Messi.
Liam?
I'll give it to Messi. He won the World Cup, so Messi.
Yeah. Sharona?
Messi.
You know, ask me.
No, I mean, Messi definitely the MVP
man.
of the World Cup. You know, he carried Argentina on his back and he delivered the goods when it was necessary.
And like Andrew said, he came in with the most pressure. As a single player, came in with the most pressure. Other teams, you know, came in as a group, and he was the one everybody looking to, that one man to do it for Argentina. I don't even think Ronaldo had that pressure that he had.
Yeah. But Miguel, in some instances, that would be good for a player. You say pressure, but some people thrive on that. Some people want that. And if you look at Messi, even with the penalties, he missed one against Poland. They say his third team gone. But then the next time you see him step up and he looked quite comfortable and him score the rest. So do you think the pressure would have bothered him at the start of the World Cup? It certainly didn't look like it bothered him at the end. But would it have bothered him, you think?
No, definitely not. And the thing we have to understand is that Argentina is the home team in Qatar. You understand? So maybe 88,000 or 90,000 persons in the stands tonight. Maybe 10,000 for France. All the others, maybe it's 80,000 are Argentina fans. So they played in front of a home crowd, and everybody want Messi to win. And you know, Messi is is a top player. You know, you strive on a situation like this when you know the pressure is, you put it on your back and you go forward. You don't keep it in front of you, and you have enough experience to to deal with this sort of pressure. And I think he dealt with it in the correct way. And the storyline of the failing against Saudi Arabia, that kind of pushed them more. They kind of pulled the group together. You could see, even when I thought they didn't play as well, but they were bonding and they played as a unit, and they played the two best games, or the two better games at the end, in the semi-final and in the finals.
Yeah. I'm going to stay with you just a bit, Miguel, because you are in Qatar. Tell me about the World Cup. Tell me, the vibes, the whole thing of the World Cup. You can't take too much time because it's plenty I want to hear from you, but it can't take too much time. But what was it like? What was it like in Qatar? Some people at the start saying they shouldn't get it. Former FIFA president came out and said they shouldn't get it. Well, he came out and said they shouldn't get it because the country was too small. I never necessarily understand that part of it. But what went on for the last 3.5, 4 weeks?
No, it has been, you see, on the road you would hear Tutu Beng, Sava Bia, Kubi, Kubam, Tutu Beng, you hear Wagwan, even Wagwan here. So it has been a lot of ethnic group, a lot of different culture, people coming together in a small area, and you could feel the vibe, you could feel the tension. You see a flag, you go on the train, you see people. So it was not like you having it maybe in Russia where you have fans here, fans there. Everybody were like bonded together in a small area, and it made it so intense. It made it so passionate. At the stadium, it was so colorful. There were no fighting, there were no incidents of anybody. Pulling the next whatever flag. Everybody was in a joyous mood, and it made the World Cup so special. And the beautiful stadium. I must emphasize the organization of every single thing. It has made it so beautiful. Fantastic. And it will be difficult for another country to top this. With this energy and this compactness and this love and this beautiful spectacle.
Yeah, fantastic. We're going to go for a break, but because of how you ended with it's going to be difficult, we're going to look ahead when we come back. It's 4 years' time. It's in our region, and the CONCACAF is Central North America, Central America, and the Caribbean region. Some people think we are the weakest confederation, and the confederations are like South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and some people think we are the weakest. And now we hear that we're getting 6.5 spots. 3 of those 6.5 spots have already been taken. And I think in the last World Cup qualifiers here, I'm not certain we ended up in the top 6. So it doesn't necessarily mean that because we're going to get 6.5 spots, oh, Jamaica in the World Cup, because we still will have to go up against Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama, El Salvador. And we don't want to leave out Trinidad and Tobago, which been to the World Cup also. We have Haiti.
Guatemala.
We have Guatemala. So it's not guaranteed. I mean, if we're not there, we need to ask why, but it's not guaranteed. But when we come back, first I want to ask about if it's 48 teams makes sense. We had 64 games with 32 teams. Who knows? And just to end this point, the last time and only time we got to the World Cup was because they moved from 24 teams to 32. Because when they had 24 teams, only one CONCACAF team qualified for the World Cup. When they went to 32, 3.5, and Jamaica got there. 48 teams, make sense? So when we come back, we talk about it. All right, welcome back, folks. Congrats to Argentina. Congrats to Lionel Messi. Some people thought that if he never win a World Cup, he can't be the greatest baller in the world. I never bought that. But if that was the criteria, then I suspect he will be rated as the greatest baller in the world. And it's difficult to compare eras. It's difficult to compare Pele playing back then that wore a shin pad in the front of his leg and one behind because he didn't get so much kick, you know. It's difficult to compare because the referees are now protecting the ballers and stuff. But some people will always say this man is the best they've ever seen. What do you think?
He's best of his era, without a doubt.
Yep. All right. 2026, Eric, 48 teams, make sense?
I mean, just alone the chance increases for us to qualify is enough for me to say it's the best thing ever. You know, as you say, 6.5 spots also partially because we organize it. But the higher the chances for us to qualify, the more sense it makes to me at this stage. Even I'm a Dutchman, of course, but everything I do football related is to improve the football here in Jamaica, and I want us to go to the World Cup because that will lift us to higher and higher. So I'm not a big fan of having more lower level teams in a competition, but if it increases our chances, I say it's a great job.
Like him say,
As I say, it's Jamaica where I every day put in the work.
He's from the Netherlands, by the way. And I think two of them get knocked out. They might look at him. They went carried through. All right. I told you I have a giveaway, a MasterTech AC unit, courtesy of TVJ. The question is, what was the name of the first World Cup trophy? There was a name for the very first World Cup trophy.
We can answer?
No? Shut up your mouth. All right. Then I want to get another question to kind of make it look a bit easier for you. Which three countries will host the 2026 tournament? And who is the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer? So you have to get the three of them. All-time, not in this World Cup. So don't put up your hand and say Mbappe and say foolishness. All-time, overall, is what my producer wants. 733-246-1 to 6 are the numbers to call, and you will get a chance to win. The name of the trophy, where will the next World Cup be, and the all-time leading scorer. And if them they throw in my one, you see them no want to no win, because me I give one a hint and tell couple of people. 48 teams, Andrew, make sense?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, globally, we see where a lot of the minnows are closing the gap. In this World Cup, a lot of upsets took place because people are learning. Coaching education is taking place globally. Coaches are learning the game. They're getting information. Technology has assisted in that. So it gives all these teams out there an opportunity. And the more we widen the horizons for other teams, is the better the game will be globally.
First World Cup in 1930, you had to be invited, I think 13 teams. Then eventually they went to 16. But every time they increased by 8 teams. So they went to 16, then they went to 24, then went to 32. This time they're increasing by 16 teams. Not certain the thinking there, but Liam, what are your thoughts on that? 48, make sense?
No, I personally don't agree with it. I mean, obviously, I'm happy it gives Jamaica a next chance, but I think that Jamaica are improving and improving. We can qualify with 32 teams either. And it's interesting that you say that because I think, okay, fine, there might be space for more teams, but then increased by 8. 16 is crazy. And I was looking at it, and they want to have, I think it's 16 groups of 3. And that I don't understand. That's way too many groups and too little in each group. Or they might do groups of 4, but the best third place gets out. So I mean, looking at those formats, none of them look too appealing as a general football fan. So I don't really understand the thinking behind adding 16 to 48 because it's just going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot too much teams, I think. So I don't know if it's a tactic by FIFA, but I don't agree with it. I think it should stay at 32 or just add 8.
Yep. All right. We have a caller, Kimani from Spalding. Kimani, what on?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us, Kimani?
Yes, sir, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, man. Don't listen to your television here because you might have a little delay. Remember, you have to answer the 3 questions.
Okay.
Don't listen to the TV, Kimani.
All right, hold on. Let me turn it down.
All right, we're going to have to move on. Miguel, what are your thoughts on the 48 teams?
I think
Sir, I'm hearing you now.
Go ahead, Miguel. Go ahead.
Improve by 8 teams would be good for me. I think 48. I believe you will have some low quality games. I definitely think that Africa needs at least 3 more teams. The Conquer Cup need more teams as well. Europe here and there, but 16 teams, improve by 16 teams. You're gonna have some games that are not of such high quality and the interest and. Many times you go by the numbers, you decrease the quality of the football and even the high motivation and the sense of being there, from the fans, So yep. I think
And you made a point about Africa getting more teams, CONCACAF getting more teams. Sharona, some people might say, why are you giving CONCACAF more teams? Because every time them go, them just come back home. Mexico, I think, would be the team that's constant there. The United States, they made it out a couple of times. But we really haven't had a CONCACAF team that I might say, no, man, quarterfinal, and it looked like we can't do anything. So why would you want more teams from CONCACAF? Because, there was a time that some people thought, don't do it in Confed, like it's 13 out of Europe, 5 out of Africa. Make the top 32 team in the world go to the World Cup. Italy wasn't there this year. They've won the World Cup 4 times. Would you rather see a Jamaica team, because we are Jamaicans, than an Italian team at the World Cup? I don't know if you understand my point, because you want quality there. I think that's what Miguel and Liam were trying to say.
So, yes, the two, you're saying that you could have the best teams as opposed to the best teams of each region. I believe the numbers should increase based on performance and not just based on, you want to see more. I think CONCACAF is getting that chance now to have more teams in.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see what we do with that.
Yeah. Even though I think I like the point Andrew made, that, you're probably not going to win until you get a chance. I've always said we're not going to beat Argentina until we play them. There was that time that Jamaica never played the so-called top teams. Anyway, we're almost out of here. We have Kyle. Kyle, giving you a chance to win some. Carl.
Yeah, afternoon.
What go on? How you doing?
What go on, brother?
Yeah, man. Hurry up and give me the answer them now. First one.
The trophy name is Victory. The host countries is US, Canada, and Mexico. And I think Mercy have closed out with 16 goals.
Yeah, I think you're wrong, though. The first one wrong. Yeah?
Victory?
Yeah. As far as I know, it's not Victory.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, man. Anybody know? You know?
Yeah. What, the World Cup? Yeah, of course.
Then tell me now.
Jules Rimet.
All right. And the second one?
I don't know the second one. I know the first one.
You know the second one, man. No. Not the World Cup, the second question.
Oh, US, Mexico, and Canada.
And the third one?
Mercy have closed out.
Wow, Shavar, get the praise.
I get everything.
Top form, boss.
Argentina winning today.
No, man. Malcolm win everything.
Yeah.
The Malcolm win everything.
That trick.
Yeah, set me up, coach.
It would suggest that Cincinnati will win this year.
Yes. That's the next one.
Oi.
It's next year, though.
For sure.
Yeah, next year.
The competition is next year, though.
Next year. Did you get a chance to tell me about the 48 teams, Eric?
Yeah, I say it's great. And a chance for Jamaica to be there. I mean, the football quality, yes.
Yeah, you did get a chance. So
we love Jamaica.
The first, for me, I think FIFA is going from the mindset of globalization and spreading the sport. Yes, it will be a little bit watered down because you have lesser team coming in. But as you go there, and like I say, and compete against the big nations, you're going to rise your level and you're going to step up. So.
Kerry, I'm going to give you a chance, but I can't give you the same questions because you just heard Shabba give all the answers. So here's the question from me, and we just have about a minute to go. The 3 people who would have won the World Cup as a player and as a coach, one was Didier Deschamps. So I'll give you a hint. Who are the other 2?
Oh, those 3 people would have won it. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
3 people win the World Cup as a player and a coach at the Senior Men World Cup. The France coach is 1. So just give me the other 2.
You want me to give you no?
Yeah.
Everybody looking at book.
Maria Zagallo and Franz Beckenbauer.
No, man, you win easy. You win easy, man.
Google work quick.
Yeah, man, stay on the line. Our producer will tell you what to do. Guys, what a fantastic time. Leon, Miguel, I love you like crazy. Thanks for being with us for the entire World Cup. Miguel, you can go to bed early. Liam, next World Cup, you'll be about 47, so we'll call you back as a senior analyst. Really good to see you. Great to see you guys. Sharona, fantastic. Sharona is off because she has to go and do our chorale. She's a founding member of the Jamaica Youth Chorale. Big singer. Bridget, good luck in the Premier League. Good luck in the Premier League. We're going to beat up each other when we see each other.
Wednesday, humble line.
Beat up each other when we see each other. Fantastic effort.
Thanks, coach.
You know I love you like crazy. And good luck when you go back. On behalf of all of us here, all of us, producer, director, cameraman, everyone, thank you so very much for watching. Floor manager, everybody. I know you never had to. You had options and you chose to watch us, and we appreciate it. We love you. Great holiday season to all of you. Be safe and join us. Well, maybe Thursday morning when I come and smile and tell you, oh, the game go between them two people. Loser, when I don't see them on TV again. God bless everyone. Yourself.